Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin and just kind of get perspective on what's going on here because, investing in altcoins right now, it's kind of a little bit on the rocky side. So I haven't really done much on the analysis side because everything's just kind of on pause. Yes, there's a few one-offs, but for the most part, everything is waiting for Bitcoin to figure it out. So we want to kind of figure out what's going on with Bitcoin too, right? That's kind of the purpose here. So we'll take a look at that and obviously just dive a little bit deeper. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me here. I appreciate all of your support, even if you're not new to the channel, of course, everyone, obviously. So thank you very much for it. And just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people how to trade. And my goal is that you learn a little something here today. Okay. Now looking at Bitcoin, here's how it works. First of all, we're looking at the 1-day chart, right? We're above the 50-day, correction, the 200-day simple moving average. We're below the 50. So all in all, that's not terrible. I'd much rather be above the 50, just in the sense that it does tend to work as a better moving average on the 1-day chart, but the 200 is really right there as a nice little support. So heaven forbid we lose a price action there, that could work as a support level soon. All right, we don't know yet. It has tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times on the Fibonacci retracement line here, about 47,800. So 47.8 is essentially the support level. You can just say round number about 48,000. And we have a next major resistance at about 52,300. I really want to see the price action close over 52,300 before we have any confidence in the market. Ultimately, that's what we need to see happen. But for now, good news is the price is trending towards closing above the current support level here at Fibonacci retracement level, about 0.786. So that's all in all, not terrible, not great. It's kind of fair to middling, right in the middle. Okay. Now looking at the RSI, this is a positive. If we look at this, we can go ahead and see 30 on the RSI was tested initially, and then again here yesterday. So 30 on the RSI doesn't necessarily mean it's going to ramp back up, but it does kind of imply that it's usually closer to the bottom, and oftentimes the price will inevitably come back up when you're close to the bottom, right? Now, it's not to say we can't lose 30 and go any lower, right? It's not what I'm saying. It's just that we have a nice little touch twice on 30 on the RSI. So it's kind of giving us a nice average at about 48,000. So that's not a bad thing, okay? So mostly good stuff here in the big picture. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see it's getting a little dicier here, so to speak. We're underneath both moving averages. The 4-hour chart is basically telling us that we are, bearish divergence all the way. We also can see here as well that we've got, we're right around 40, 45 on the RSI. So we're stuck under 50, just kind of reaffirming the fact that 52,500 is a strong resistance. Okay, because we came close to it, but got rejected out, and the price is pushing down with the moving average. Moving forward as well, we can kind of see that we do have a potential for MACD convergence here. It looks like it's converging right now, kind of telling us the bears lost control and the bulls are gaining control, right? That's the general consensus. But I don't have a ton of confidence in that just based on the way that the price action has been moving. I doubt we're going to see a sharp increase to the upside. We may see a potential shift upwards closer to about 52,000 this weekend based on the fact that the bears are kind of out of the office, and the traditional layman, so to speak, is just investing in Bitcoin because it's a low price, right? Low volume. And that could push the price up a little bit, right? But don't let that fool you. There's a great chance we might see another correction soon, perhaps a second dead cat bounce, and we could, I wouldn't say you could get wrecked, but I would recommend dollar cost averaging. And you've probably seen some of my videos before. If you have anyways, you'll hear that, I know that, dollar cost averaging is the best way to go. I'll always tell you that. In this situation, it's definitely the way to go, just based on the simple fact that we don't know where the bottom's at yet. Yes, we're testing the bottom. It feels like it's the bottom, but 42,000 would probably be the true bottom if we do end up losing this support here. Okay, so DCA as much as you can, not necessarily into Bitcoin, but other coins as well. The coins that you are faithful on, and the ones that you know that are going to go where you want to go, feel free to add to your position. Again, only 5 or 10% at a time though. Try not to get crazy, because then you use up all your funds and the price comes down lower, you're going to be out of luck. All right. Again, easier said than done. I totally understand that. But if it's possible, see if you can always try to save somewhere between 25 to 50% of your overall portfolio for scenarios like these. All right, so looking here at the 1-hour chart, let's go ahead and quickly peek at TD sequential. We got a nice little reset here. We have potential for 7 to 11 more hours worth of bullish momentum. One thing we want to look at here though too, actually right here, let's get that right there. This is all the trading that's occurred since last Friday. So 1 week of trading. Let's look at the volume and see how much volume is accumulated. So we got a tremendous amount of volume accumulation right around 49,001. So 49,000 as a round number, is a strong resistance in this example here. In other words, where the price action's at, yes, it's right around the most amount of volume accumulation, but there's more volume above the price action, therefore kind of giving us the opportunity to understand that this is considered to be a resistance. So we could see some resistance at 49,000. That could be the new resistance. Just want to throw that out there because volume does speak very loud, and sometimes not everyone really listens to that. So taking a look at the Ichimoku cloud, let's go ahead and peek at this here. And we can see the lagging span is within the price action. It's not a big deal, at least not a good deal in the sense of wanting to take an open position, right? Because we are not only is the Ichimoku cloud lagging span before, we also see the price below the cloud as well, right? So with the price being below the cloud, this is a potential resistance. And then coincidentally, that's right at about 49,000. Furthermore, we have to be above the cloud here. We have to have the conversion line above the baseline, and we also have to have the lagging span above. So we are at least 5 to 10 hours away from that notification. Also note, heaven forbid, just say the price comes above and hits the cloud. A lot of times I see it happen in scenarios like this where there's a lot of volume accumulation right above the cloud, right at 49,000. We could see a rejection on the top of the cloud. So pay attention to the upper lead here for the cloud and kind of see how the price responds. Don't just jump in based on the fact that you got all green lights on the Ichimoku cloud until it's closed above the cloud for at least a couple of hours. Because there's a lot of times where you see it kind of peak above and get rejected out. Or in this example here, you can see it travel into the cloud and then it gets pushed away. So just be careful. There are no buy signals yet on the small time frame here on the 1 hour chart. Let's see here. Other than that, I'm trying to think of what else we can really look at. Honestly, that's pretty much the extent of the things that I like to kind of familiarize myself with. So, to summarize, big picture, I would say macro, we're definitely looking good, right? We got a nice little, bounce off of 30 in the RSI. There's a great chance it shouldn't go much lower. We just need to make sure that this one-day candlestick closes above 48,000 for at least a couple of days. Preferably, we get a close above 52,300, and then we're considered more so, I wouldn't even say we're going to be considered bullish. We just got to be considered that we have confirmation that the price is moving in the direction we want to head. Okay, because right now, all we see is lower lows and lower highs. You can see like a bunch of dead cats just creeping on out. It doesn't matter what happens. No matter how hard the price tries to push up, it gets rejected and pushes back down. So again, we need at least 2 or 3 days worth of consolidation above 52,300. And at that point, we would know a lot more and have more confidence and be able to take open positions to the upside. Right. Until then, I would just continue to recommend dollar cost averaging in your favorite coins, small percentages, 5 to 10% at a time, and try not to get put all your eggs in one basket. I totally get you're probably in a position already where you don't have any available funds, and that's okay. There's no use trying to sell something else to make room for something else. Again, unless it's like a dead coin for that matter. But most coins are just kind of waiting this out as we are, as a community. So ultimately, just bear in mind, we're not in dire straits at all. We should be very, very close to the bottom, but time will tell, right? All we got to do is be patient. I know it's a really easy thing to say, but patience is key to being a good trader. So I hope you found benefit here today and learned a thing or two, and I would look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have yourself a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon.